Hey everyone, it's Zereldo here, and today I'm going to be looking at the brand new Blood Titan class. It was released today, about 5 minutes ago. I'm doing this guide as quickly but as well as possible. I aim to have it out exactly, well not exactly, but within about 2 hours of release. That'll depend on how quickly it uploads to YouTube. I spent my week essentially getting as many Blood Titan tokens as possible so that it's ready. I've got 450. So without further ado, I'll just show you how to get the class now. To get the Blood Titan class, you want to be going to Greenguard East and make your way over to the Darkovia entrance. Here you'll find Shema. Now, he basically gives you the instructions, he takes you where you need to go, and he shows you how to get the class. Now you go to the shop. The Blood Titan class here is 425 tokens. Now the reason I have 450 in preparation is because on Twitter we were told the maximum amount this class would be 450. As it seems, they've actually made a helm to go with it, which costs the additional 25. So the class itself is 425, 25 less than we originally speculated. So you just buy it here, and I'll get the helm as well. Now as for actually getting it, you've got a quest here, and you do Blood Titan Defender. Now, you basically need to do whatever it says here to get some extra tokens. The Blood Titan requires much energy in battle. If you wish to train as one, you will need to bring him tribute. It's a cool description. So you can get some tokens by killing wolves. Also, you get it by actually going to the boss by pressing go. Now, it's join Blood Titan. And on member servers especially, there will generally be people here. It can take a while. He normally only drops 1 token, but he can drop as many as 5. He's not easy, but if you've got a good party and a good healer, he shouldn't be too much of a problem. Best of luck in getting it. It can take a while, many hours. There is also the Adventure Coin shortcut, which is for non-members. This way of earning the tokens is only for members. The non-member shortcut costs 2000 ACEs in battle on in the same class shop as always. Normally with warrior-based classes, both the lucky enhancements and the fighter enhancements are quite viable, but this class is a bit different because it's specifically designed to be a tank. Therefore HP is really important, so you want quite a high endurance. I'll just go over the passives quickly. The passives provide 10% to max endurance, and they also provide a 10% damage resistance. Now it's not quite showing here, but this is what it says on the design note. So you'll take 10% less damage, and you'll want to remember that small little 10% because that comes into play later. The rank 10 passive increases your haste, damage, and damage resistance. So it's not a permanent one. It happens once in a while. It's not something you can rely on, but when it does, it will really brighten your day. So those are the passives out of the way. Now, as you can see, I've got a bit more health here than you normally would. It's about 2,800. It was about 2,600 level 50 with just standard fighter enhancements. Now you don't want to be using luck despite the crits, because this class isn't really designed for mega damage output. Sure, you could gear it that way if you wanted to, but to be clear, this is a tank class. It's a class that's designed to be able to take a beating and to be able to survive. And if you want to do that, you need HP. All these moves, except the first one, actually take away a portion of your HP, so you want as much as possible. It could mean, it's the difference between life and death, and you're the one that's taking the damage in place of your friends. You're the one that can take it because you're taking less damage because of your moves. It's just vital that you go for HP over luck. Sure, if you really want to, but if you want to get the most out of this class, I wouldn't recommend it. Recommend it. So here you go, fighter enhancements. True to its name, Blood Titan is actually a very big, bulky class. Just a reminder, in combat it uses the warrior MP regen model, so when you strike an enemy in combat, you get MP back, and you get more when you crit, and you get some back when you get hit as well. We'll just get into the first move, Life Drinker. It works a lot like Berserker's Blood for Blood, in the sense that the less health you have, the more damage it's meant to do, and the greater your heal. Now, I've tried this a few times. it doesn't seem like there's much of a damage change. There's a little, but it's not really worth getting excited about. However, you do tend to heal a bit more. At least that's what I find. Might be wrong, but you're healing a good couple of hundred every time you use the move, so it's quite nice. It's only 12 MP, and it's a 3-second cooldown. Hopefully you don't have to worry about MP too much, seeing as this is the only move that costs your MP. The second move, Blood Fury, costs 10% of your HP, so the more HP you have, the more it's going to cost, but it's still going to be that same 10%. What it does a bit more damage than usual to your foe, or your opponent, and it briefly increases your damage and speed, so it's not anything amazing, but a little bit of extra damage and a little bit of damage for your auto attack and speed can make a bit of a difference. Crimson Shield costs 20%, and that's a 12-second cooldown, 20% of your HP, and this is great for team situations because you're the tank and it makes them attack you, but not only that, you're actually taking a reduced amount of damage. So if you saw before, when I had it active, I was only taking about 17 damage, and then I was taking 70s. If I remember correctly, this blocks 75% of incoming damage. Now you've got to remember that once you're rank 4, you've actually got a passive, which is in continual play, and that gives 10% damage reduction, so at that point, you're only taking 15% damage if you use this move. The final move, Blood Thief, costs 33% of your HP, which is quite a bit, but it does a fair amount of damage, as you're about to see. So it's good 3 times more than your normal attack, but it also increases your damage resistance and your damage output for 10 seconds, while making your opponent slower and take more damage. So it's really good. As you can see, there's nothing really hugely phenomenal about this class yet, except for the damage reduction. And you've actually got 2 moves that have damage reduction, and that's really what makes this class special. I'm going to show you how you can really use this to your advantage at the Blood Titan boss, so just stay tuned and enjoy. Now I have no intention of soloing the Blood Titan, I just intend to use him in a way to show you what this class can do. Just simply activate your 3rd and 4th move in quick succession, and you'll find that when you get attacked, you're actually being healed. Now, don't get too excited, you're still in a bit of danger. You've just given up 53% of your health to have that combo. It just means that you're not taking damage, and that gives you a chance to sort of regain a bit with Life Drinker. You might want to just go back to using Crimson Shield and hope for the best. But it's a dangerous combo. It will come in handy when you're in a team situation and you need to take pressure off your team for a while. I'm just going to say, for soloing, this class will definitely have its moments against lesser bosses and some medium level ones. High level and high strength bosses like the Blood Titan, however, I wouldn't recommend trying to solo. I think it could be possible, but I wouldn't try it. This class strength lies in its team play. It's one of the few tank classes that actually has a really good, reliable self-heal, but at the cost of actually having to give up its health for its powerful moves. In PvP, this thing would be a pain to come across. Elemental Dracomancer has a max of 75% damage resistance, and doing 25% damage to that is a pain. Your opponents will find this class even worse, as they'll be healing you because of how much damage resistance you have. Not to mention, you've actually got a bit of a heal in your own right through Life Drinker, which does a fair amount. PvP will be a tricky balance, because you do have to give up your health to do these moves. Though I can see some clever players actually figuring this out and working it. Just as some final words of advice, to quote Cicero, it's not about staying at full health, it's about staying above 0. And Life Drinker should help you do that, and maybe you'll have some help with that with Crimson Shield, as long as you've got more than 20% health remaining. Just remember, this class, though its raw power isn't the greatest, it's got some moves which add to its damage, and it's got some moves which keep it alive. It's a bit of a juggle, like a clown. but it's a good class, and it fills the tank genre really well. So personally, I think this is amazing. I love it, and I'm going to be training this thing up to rank 10 as soon as possible. I hope you guys can find the time to farm the tokens or the ACs to buy it with, and I hope this guide's been of help. See you next time.